All right, guys, what is going on again today? Hello. Welcome to the live stream. I'm gonna clip this to make a video out of it for the YouTube channel. And you know, honestly, I should have done a lot more promotion. I barely did any promotion for this, and I don't know. I've been doing all kind of stuff, man. I've been doing all kind of shit. You know, doing big things recently, and a lot of things slipped my mind, and promotion for this call was one of them. But it's all right. It is not a big deal. This call is open for everybody. It's open for the public. Chat is open to the public. You can get anybody you want on here. MLM Ministries, welcome to join us. You know, this is a personal development call, really. So anybody and everybody's welcome. I know it's kind of an odd time to do a call, but I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. What's good? Flacco, Robert, Harmon, Convicted Capitalist, Victor, Beverly, Mason, Alexis, Joe, two of our newer members in here. Shay, what's going on? Stephanie, hello again. I've been driving the new toy. Oh, you've been driving that new toy too much, my friend. No, I haven't driven it today. I You know, I FaceTimed my dad actually, and I was like, look at this. He was like, whoa, how much was that? So, but he likes it too. So I was like, look at me now. You know what I mean? I was like, remember all those Hot Wheels you bought me like 25, 26 years ago? I got a real one this time. So that was cool. You know what I mean? That was cool. So thank you, Beverly. I appreciate that. Let me start recording here in just a minute. Dude, I just woke up from a nap. Dude, I've been sleeping like absolute shit for like 5 days straight. And last night was no real exception. So I don't know what it is. Hopefully I don't die soon. You know what I mean? But where's this button at? There we go. All right. So 10 things to quit in 2025. So they always say like, oh, don't be a quitter. Well, yeah, don't quit on your dreams. Sure. I didn't. You know what I mean? And I feel like this is the perfect time to do this call, to do this YouTube video, right? Because a lot of what I talk about, a lot of what other mentors talk about as well, is of what to do, right? You should do this. You should do that. Consider this way of thinking, or this way of doing something, or whatever. But we do have bad habits too, right? Everybody's got their flaws. Everybody's got the things that they should not do. So here are 10 things to quit in 2025. If you guys are ready, drop a 1 in the chat. I know there's only like 17 of you, but you know, if you're ready, drop a 1 in the chat. Let's see if we can get some participation going to maybe bump that algorithm up a little bit. Is it midnight, almost 1 a.m. in Germany? That's good. That is good. What's good, Evans DC? EC, I was just gonna say EC. Jareth, what up? Sergio, Raphael, and anybody else that I missed. Welcome, guys. Welcome. All right. So the first thing, right? So number one, what you need to quit in 2025 is to quit focusing on things outside of your control. So I didn't go too crazy with the images, but you know, how can you, I guess, what can you do to represent the dichotomy of control? It's basically like a fork in the road. You know, we have a list, right? On the left side, we have everything that we do control, how we respond, how we think about certain things. And the other side is pretty much everything else, right? Things that we do not control. And so, you know, we want to focus on things we can and to stop focusing on things that we cannot control, right? So for example, that would be what other people do, or what other people say, or what other people think, you know? And that would also mean like the markets, for example, you know, when, and even like this morning, you know, I don't control the markets. Some of y'all took trades today that made you look like you control the markets, right? But in reality, none of us do. None of us really do. And so what we're focused on is probabilities. We're focused on finding good setups. We're focusing on managing risk, because those are things that are within our power to do, right? Where to enter, where to exit, how long to hold on, why should we trade, all this and that, right? And so that's the focus. All right. We're just coming off of elections and stuff a few months ago, you know, politics and whatnot, all that stuff. All that's outside of your control. You know, you're not the puppet master, if you will. All right. And Seneca said that focusing on things outside of your control only leads to torment. Only leads to torment. Let me make myself smaller. Like that one dude says on social media. All right. Focusing on things outside of your control only leads to torment. Actually, I'll just bump up a little bit over here. All right. So more focus on things that we can control. Moving on to number 2, right? One of my favorite ideas from these Stoics. All right. One thing that we can quit in 2025 is being a slave, right? Quit being a slave. So that means, and Seneca said this too, it's kind of, the quote is kind of chopped in a whole paragraph, but basically he says, you know, one person is a slave to money. One person is a slave to their reputation or to their status. Some of us might be a slave to the acceptance of other people. They want to be accepted by their friends or the people they work with and stuff. Or maybe you're a slave to designer, right? I just bought a pair of Gucci glasses a couple weeks ago. Now, mind you, they are prescription. They're a small prescription, but they're still a prescription. And I drove last night with them, and they definitely helped. I didn't just pick out Gucci just because it was Gucci. You know what I mean? I wanted it, but it wasn't just because, you know, it's a designer piece. There was actual utility there. Okay. And here's a good question for you. Are we using things, or are things using us? And that is a pretty philosophical question to consider. I just have to text this person back real quick. I just have to tell them I'll call him back. All right, moving on to number 3. All right, number 3, quit doing this in 2025. Quit procrastinating, right? Quit saying that you're going to do it tomorrow, that you're going to do it next week, that you'll do it next year. And I've done a lot of these things too, if not all of them. So, you know, quit procrastinating. And here's a pretty good quote from Seneca. You are living as if destined to live forever. Your own frailty never occurs to you. You don't notice how much time has already passed, but squander it as though you had a full and overflowing supply. Though all the while that very day which you are devoting to somebody or something may be your last. Oof. Nah, Seneca always had... Look, I love Marcus Aurelius. I love Epictetus. But out of all the Stoics, out of most philosophers, Seneca had a way of just his language, right? I mean, he was a playwright too. He wrote plays and stuff. And that eventually, who was it? William Shakespeare, you know, got inspired from. So Seneca definitely has the best imagery, the best way with words. And this is a very good example of that, right? Seneca also said that it's not that we have a short time to live. It's just that we waste a lot of it. And procrastinating is one way that we waste the day, you know, by putting it off. You're trying to live tomorrow and you don't end up living for today, right? He also says the future is uncertain. Live immediately. Now, pause. Don't take this in the wrong context. He's not saying live immediately like, oh, go get drunk, go do drugs, go, you know, spend all your money at a car dealership, right? He's not saying to do that. What he's saying is living as in living in accordance with nature, right? Doing what you're supposed to do and living the right way. Okay, stop waiting for the right moment. Do it now. Okay, do it now. You don't think you're ready, do it anyway. And we have to stretch sometimes, right? Growth sometimes is painful, you know? So there you have it. All right. Number 4, quit doing this. Quit making excuses, right? This is a big one. And guess what? Excuses sound good only to those who make them, right? Only sound good. If you make excuses, you're the only one who thinks it sounds good, and you're the only one who cares, to be honest. You're late to work. Oh, I hit traffic. Your boss doesn't care. Your boss cares that you were late. You know what I mean? I got fired for that one time when I was, I think, 19. You know, I was always to work on time, but then, you know, construction happened. I was like, oh, I didn't know. But anyway, nobody else cares, right? Nobody is coming to help you. Now, for the most part, obviously, I'm here to help you. You know, I'm here to be your mentor. I'm here to help out. But generally speaking, the people that are in your life directly, they don't care. You know, they're worried about themselves. They care about themselves. They're not going to go out of their way to help you because, you know, they have to help themselves, right? So nobody cares about your excuses, only you. You can either have, I think it was Jim Rohn who had said that you can have excuses or results, but not both. So you can produce results or you can produce excuses, but not both. So in other words, choose wisely. Okay. Number 5, quit wasting time. All right. Wasting time. We only get to live once. Make the most of it. Right. If you guys read Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, he talks about that too. You know, to live as if this was your last day. I know a lot of you have heard that cliche before. You know, Marcus wrote about that 2,000 years ago. You know, time wasted is gone forever, right? We aren't getting any younger. In other words, value the moment, value today. It may not be your best day. You know, maybe things are going on in your life. I don't know, but there is value somewhere. So value the moment, even the low moments too, chat. You know, I didn't really tell you guys this, but when I went to go pick up the car I just bought yesterday, I wore my Navy jacket, like the actual jacket with my rank on it. It's a little chevron. You know, I walked into the dealership and drove that car home with that jacket on because nobody really knows, you know, what actually went down in the military. But to me, that was like a really big middle finger to people that wanted to see me fail, if that makes sense. So, you know, value the moment. And when I was doing that, when I was driving on my way home, I was getting all those flashbacks. You know, remember that this person did that, this person said that. Remember those high school teachers, you know, kicked you out of class, tried to make you sit in the front and all this bullshit, all these girls cheating on you and all this and that. But all of that, you know, played its role. All of those fucked up days played their role in my life, right? And now I look back on that and I go, yeah, that sucked at the time, but that was a piece of cake now, you know? So just, that's probably the best way that I can explain that. All right. Don't spend too much time daydreaming. I get that, you know, because I do this too. I daydreamed about cars as well. You know, I daydreamed about having a lot of money. I daydreamed about having, you know, taking really good trades. Of course I did. And I still do. You know, there's more levels to get to, chat. Right? And there's a time and place for that. But don't spend too much time daydreaming. Are you guys with me? What's good, Natasha? Drop some 2s if you guys are with me so far. We're halfway through. We're halfway through. All right, we went through the first 5. We got 5 more, and then that's a wrap. Drop some 2s if you guys are ready. I need a drink, dude. woke up from my nap, hop straight on, and you know. All right, cool. Oh, forgot. Spend time planning, but execute quickly. Okay. You're allowed to plan, use Sunday, plan the week, plan the day, plan the month. But when it comes time to execute, move fast. Okay. Move expeditiously. All right. Number 6. So we talked about wasting time. And number 5, number 6 to quit in 2025 is to quit wasting money. All right. And I'm sure all of us know this. Only very few people were born into money and still have it. Okay. But most of us have been broke before. Most of us know what it's like. Bills are coming, you're trying to eat and stuff, and money's tight, right? So I'm sure we've all been there. Life is far more difficult for people without money, living paycheck to paycheck or even having debt. Life is far more difficult, right? And I'm not saying that money will fix everything, because it won't, but it definitely helps, right? And I think a lot of us don't understand how much money we actually waste on stuff, coffee or going out, certain things. If, that old adage is true. If you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. Okay. Money is a horrible master, but a great tool. Okay. Money is a horrible master, but a great tool. Just like in trading, for example, money is a great tool. Leverage is a wonderful tool, but as all the risk warnings will tell you, leverage can work for you just as it can work against you, right? Because again, it's a great tool, but to be in debt, to pay like high interest and late fees and stuff like that, you're going to be struggling for a long time. So stop wasting money. Number 7, to quit. Okay, quit bad relationships, or you could say unhealthy relationships. Epictetus said in Discourses, the key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best. Bad relationships aren't worth the frustration. Find better friends and be a good friend to others. You guys good with that? Can you guys, off the top of your head, you don't have to put this in the chat, but can you think of any unhealthy relationships that you might have? Maybe there was some friends who are toxic people. Maybe it's with your boss because they're an asshole. Maybe they're arrogant or bossy, I guess. And you just got to find better people, dude. Like I said earlier, we waste time, we waste money, and bad relationships contributes to that. If you're around other people who are bad with money, you're going to be bad with money too. And all the other stuff, all the other bad habits that they have. Number 8. Okay, number 8. Quit wishing things were different. Okay? Quit wishing things were different. You have to learn to see things for how they really are. This is something that Robert Greene talks a lot about. 48 laws of power, laws of human nature, daily laws as well. People wear masks and stuff, and you got to learn to see through that. You got to learn to see through people's bullshit, And events are the same way, right? The soul is colored by the color of its thoughts. The soul is dyed by the color of its thoughts. Marcus Aurelius, right? How we view the world, the lens that we view the world with. It could be blurry or clouded, right? And that's not what you want to do. You want to see things for how they really are, just like the market. The market is not good. It's not bad. Oh, the market went down. That's bad. Why is it bad? If I'm holding cash, why is that bad? You think it's bad because you're long in a down market. Shorts are having a wonderful day because they're in profit, right? So again, it's perspective. So quit wishing things were different. Start to see things for how they really are, and to suspend those value judgments, good, bad, indifferent, right? Wishing things were different is a big waste of time and energy. We talked earlier about stop wasting time. Okay? Take reality for what it is. Don't shy away from that. What I've lost weight before. I've gained weight before too. You know, I can't shy away from that. If I step on the scale and it's not what I want, that ain't nobody's fault but mine. You know? So don't shy away. Oh, I'm not gonna, hit the scale because I'm afraid what it's gonna say. Why are you afraid, John? Why are you afraid what the scale's gonna say? You know what I mean? So don't shy away from reality. Step on that scale and look at it for what it is. You know? Number 9, quit being aimless or quit the aimlessness. I say this all the time off the top of my head. Seneca said, if a man knows not which port he sails, no wind is favorable. Right? Jordan Peterson talked about that. Oh shit, I forgot what he said. What you aim at is what you see. What you aim at is what you see. You have to know where you're going, right? So that means to set goals, plan on how to achieve them, right? Again, I just bought a pretty cool car yesterday, but that was planned out. I had that vision. I had the steps. I followed the steps. Maybe sometimes I got held back or did some stupid shit and had to reevaluate, but eventually I was able to, secure the bag, do what I got to do. But that's because I have a direction, onward and upward, specific goals, whether it's amount of money or certain skill set, maybe both. But moving on to number 10, the very last one to quit in 2025 is to quit the victim mentality. If there was probably, I guess, the biggest one today, or at least maybe in the top 3, this one would be it. I still see this all the time, especially around elections and stuff, because people start talking about government programs and government spending and this and that. And so many people have this victim mentality. Woe is me. Oh, this happened, that happened. My life sucks, all this and that, blaming everybody else. But this is the most toxic thing that you do to yourself. This is the most toxic things that people do to themselves. They're shooting themselves in the foot, holding themselves back. Stop doing this. I say this all the time too. You can be a victim or victorious. Choose one. Just like earlier, how we said that Jim Rohn said, you can produce excuses or you can produce results, but not both. It's the same thing here. I can sit there and be a victim all I want. Man, I got fired all the time. All this and that. Or I can say, you know what? Fuck them. I'll learn how to trade. I'll make more money than them. They can kiss my ass and I'm going to come out here and flex. You know what I mean? It's not about flexing, but at a certain point when you win and you're victorious, people are going to think you're flexing just by having nice shit. That was actually part of the conversation my dad had. He was like, you bought that. He's like, that's an ego thing, huh? I was like, well, you're right, Dad. You're right. There's a little bit of ego in that, but it's also how you present it. He's like, what do you mean? I said, well, look, you had your Miata for a little while, but when we went to church, you parked it in the back. You let everybody else have the front spots. You weren't around flashing it. And people might think it's a flex when you have it, but the way you present it, you know what I mean? If I just went around saying, yeah, look what I drive and all this stuff and be arrogant about it, that's different. But just by having it and not really saying too much about it or not showing it off too much, that's different. But people are going to think you're flexing it either way. Okay? But anyway, overcome obstacles. Don't let them stop you. Okay? Do not let them stop you. It wasn't easy. Okay? It was not easy. When you have really, really big goals, really, really big dreams, okay, think about combines, think about trading. Some of you are trying to pass a combine or trying to pass a funded account, and either you keep failing or maybe you're okay and kind of growing, but not passing it just yet. It's fucking hard, isn't it? It's difficult, isn't it? But that, don't let it stop you. Oh, I failed a couple times. Try again, learn from it and move on, and eventually, hopefully you can pass. The victim mentality limits growth, undermines resilience, damages relationships, because you look like a bitch, to be honest, by pretending to be a victim all the time. And I know that sounds unprofessional to say, but it's true. It's like, look, quit being a bitch and let's go, you know? The victim mentality blocks gratitude and joy, and it leads to stagnation, right? Some people never grow up. They never grow out of that poor mindset. Okay. Poverty starts in the mind, folks. When it either business or in relationship, especially in personal development in your mindset, poverty starts in the mind. Okay. When I was, I don't know, probably 19 or 20, when I really sat down and said, look, bro, you're broke. You're fucking broke. And you need to fix that. So you need to sit down, figure it out, start saving money, live below your means, all that good stuff, and fix it. And it's very unfortunate, but I have friends my age, 31, who still don't have money. They're still stagnant. Business isn't taking off. Relationships aren't taking off. And they're just very sad people, you know, always making excuses. They're doing everything opposite of what I just told you. They're not victorious. They're victim mentality. They don't produce results. They produce excuses. They do everything ass fucking backwards. You know, that's not the way. That's not the move, man. That ain't it. Take responsibility. Reframe challenges into opportunity. Okay. Reframe challenges into opportunities. And that is it. All right. So here's the final slide that has everything on it, just in case you guys want to screenshot. Let me take the camera off so that way you guys can screenshot it if you'd like. But in summary, 10 things to quit in 2025. Quit focusing on things outside of your control. Quit being a slave to whatever it is that you desire, whether it's physical or mental or both. I've got other videos on that. It's called Quit Being a Slave, I think. Number 3, quit procrastinating. Number 4, quit making excuses. Number 5, quit wasting time. Number 6, quit wasting money. Number 7, quit bad relationships or quit toxic relationships. Number 8, quit wishing things were different to see things for what they are. Number 9, quit being aimless. And number 10, quit the victim mentality. Okay. If you guys got some value, drop a like on it. I'd greatly appreciate that. You know what to do. You know, at least 10 things of what not to do, right? To learn to quit, you know, and hopefully you can elevate in every area of your life. All right. So with that, be blessed. Have a good rest of your evening. I will see you guys. When will I see you guys again? Tuesday night. So Wednesday, I guess Wednesday afternoon, right? For our next live stream, right? Tomorrow at 1 p.m. EST, right? Be blessed. I will see you tomorrow.
I always expect me to. say they got no parent anyway. Please don't give up. Look up to the sky and say that like you will find. Rise up, cause this is your life and this is your time, so own it.